一抢，这个就一失足成千古恨。
那一场的话，其实还是。怎么？因为最后它的结果是1换1，对吧？
对，
所以如果能够杀掉杰斯的话，其实更加的
就会更
稳
一些。
对，
就是大家平时在训练的时候，可能更多的是为了保证自己在比赛的时候有一个更稳定的发挥。所以这也就提到了为什么有一些选手他被我们称为这种所谓的大场面选手，或者说这种团队支柱。比如说我们熟知的像 UZI 啊，或者说
就是说当比赛就是说是越重要、
场面越大，对，
就给他压力，然后他就是把这个压力化成动力。
对，就为什么这些人是团队支柱呢？就是因为他们往往在团队最需要他们的时候，他们能保证自己一个稳定，甚至是超水平的发挥。
确实，
对这种选手是很值得让人尊敬的。当然，我也希望在今年的比赛过后，明年 LPL 1时，我们能看到更多这样的选手出现在赛场上。
前面已经是咱们也说过，就是说是明年是有12支的这样一个队伍，而且有相当多的这个就是韩国选手加入到就是说是联赛当中。那么相信就是说是更加的复杂、更加激烈。然后这边的话也是双方的选手应该是在准备一下。
是的，那我们也看一下这回的人员介绍吧，因为经过了整整一个夏天的洗礼吧，看一下两支战队，
人员变更还是有点大。
好，我们来看一下这边是 EPC 战队，这是狸猫超人，
对，他们的辅助。
是的，
狸猫超人擅长锤石啊，还有娜美、风女、女坦什么都是他用的比较多。
英雄池比较深嘛，当前版本比较火热的辅助用的都比较好。
那也是 EP 的这个最早
EP 队员，
对，他是原来 EP 的一个中单，
而且我据听他们教练说，他在他们队里还经常担任一个解说的这个。
Hello and welcome back, everyone. It is time for more LPL Spring Expansion Tournament action. We've got another best of 3 lined up here. My name, of course, is Pace Charmogan, joined here by Razzleplasm once again. Great series in the books already from the upper bracket. Of course, it is double A-Lim, so plenty more games in the League of Legends to go. Don't you worry. VG versus YG was great, but this should be even better if that's possible. It is the Energy Pacemaker battle for supremacy. Energy Pacemaker versus Energy Pacemaker carries. Raz, what's going on in this game, man?
Oh man, this, my friends, is a very, very complicated situation that we find ourselves in. We have EP carriers versus EP energy pacemakers. Now, energy pacemakers have Siasu in the mid lane, LL in the jungle, Super Cat as a support, and Love Letter as the AD carry. This is definitely the EPC lineup, kind of a mix going on here. As rumors have gone around, this slot has been purchased away from EPC for, if I'm correct, Cacao team. But what happened was, of course, there is a rule going on that, of course, the team that's playing, the rosters that are playing, have to be owned by the team. It's a little complicated. So right now,
that sounds complicated.
Yeah. So I'm pretty bad at explaining things. So that could probably so I probably like put in the mix and you have a problem here. But yeah, Energy Pacemakers was very generous in giving some of their players, or at least the EPC lineup, for this team to like be able to play against them. So yeah, what you have here is complicated situation, but of course, Energy Pacemakers is definitely valued to win this matchup. They have Amazing J in the top lane, Church of Amazing J, like, you know, pretty much heralded by Lord Soldra, and Midton. Okay, that's an interesting name, but it is Captain 57 in the jungle. He is before the last set, I would have said that he is the best jungler coming out of this tournament, but Amy is definitely...
He won you over. The shrine's been set up.
The shrine's already up there,
it's
man.
Ready to go.
I have the I just need the candles now. I need to purchase them from the store. So
I can't leave yet because we got these great games to watch.
Yeah.
So kind of move through the rest of the lineup. Who's the mid laner here for Energy Pacemaker? A team has actually been around a little bit. Was around in the LPL when I was casting it, which was a while ago.
Yeah,
although a lot of the players have changed, that's for sure.
A lot of the players have changed. The mid laner, he's been around for a while. It's really, really nice to see these players back. You know, trying to find the name. I don't actually. The Chinese is actually tripping me up, but we do have Kane in the bottom lane as an AD carry, who is pretty solid from what I remember when watching the LSPL. He's a really solid AD carry. He holds the team rather strong.
And it's important as an AD. I mean, we see a lot of really strong, consistent ADs in China. It's kind of one of those things where it's like, do we even want to talk about it? Of course they're good. They're all good. They're all like, they're all descendants of Wei Xiao or whatever at this point. And last but not least, there's the ball player as well. And this should be interesting. I mean, all potential LPL politics aside, these guys just have to play some League of Legends. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
That's what you guys out there are here for as well. So we'll see what happens, of course, moving into the season. But these teams, as far as they're concerned, they're playing still to get through to the LPL and be eligible to play. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here. You mentioned the top laner here for this team as well. What is so amazing about Amazing Joe? Why does he have a whole church?
His mechanics are amazing. And honestly, I think it's because, like, in my opinion, I think it's because of the amazing. Oh god, I can't even say amazing because
you see, this is it. You're getting trapped.
You get trapped by it because of the name. Kind of reminds me of TSM Amazing. You just can't. It just makes it so much more awkward when you say the name. But he is super. Like, there's just the synergy between him and Captain 57 is just so damn good. It's really solid. And of course, actually, the mid laner here for EP is Xiao Luo. So that's. I don't know. I guess we can just call him XLL. That
was my plan, actually. I do remember that idea. I looked at that and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go with XLL. All the mid laner. We'll see what happens. But some strong talent all around. Again, Energy Pacemaker, like I said, when I cast them, Energy Pacemaker Hong Kong from a while back. But they've kind of, gone through their ups. Definitely had teams and players playing in the LPL before. I think Kane is a name I might remember as well. If anything like the last series, though, which was, to your credit, some of the players quite a lot of attention to the LPL scene, especially moving into this tournament, the LSPL as well. That first series was quite a way to start things off. So I hope we get something quite as exciting. And of course, there's 2 more best of series and we're done as well. It's not just us on that. We've got more casters as well coming in and even more League of Legends, not just today, but all weekend. So it's going to be a whole lot of fun, to say the very least. We've got LPL everywhere this weekend. In fact, it's expansion tournament weekend, apparently.
Yeah, apparently. It looks like once you get past this weekend, you should have a good picture of where the teams are in every region. So that's really exciting, actually, just thinking about it. Except for maybe EU. I'm not so sure on that one. I think the expansion on that one is going to be a little farther down the road.
What was I judging for EU? I have a soft spot for EU from when back in preseason 1, but in terms of viewing tournaments, yes, that's true too. I'm not exactly sure how their schedule's working. Apologies, thought you meant something else. But it's just nice in general to see League of Legends just getting bigger. LCS came, and then other leagues kind of started stepping in with OGN and LPL, and GPL's been around forever as well. And it's kind of nice that, what would make this better? If we had more of it and had more teams in it, and that's what's kind of happening around the world. League is getting, if it wasn't big already, it's still growing, man. It's so awesome.
Spreading. It's kind of like a game of pandemic. It's suddenly you'll find it. We haven't seen it in Madagascar yet, but, once they open up their ports, we'll find some League of Legends there and get some solid teams shoring up. But yeah, the world is getting a lot larger in the league scene. You're finding amazing teams, especially in my opinion. One, of course, you have Brazil coming up, and it's really beautiful to see that going on. But one scene that's really has always been, I guess, around, but has been seeing a lot of play is France and their new team of Millennium.
That's awesome.
Millennium, what is it called again? Oh, jeez.
What the team's called, but yeah, France had some strong players across esports in league, especially.
Yeah.
Kind of moving through, but it's cool to see. It's crazy to me that it's not just regions around the world, the smaller regions, Australia or Oceania as an example.
Yeah.
We play some League of Legends every now and then. We try to do stuff. We do okay. We're getting better, that's for sure. Japan as well, another cool up and coming scene.
Oh yeah, Japan definitely. I'm actually really interested in some of the Oceanic teams. Of course, you have a lot to say in that, and you know what's going on there.
Some of them, yeah.
But immunity has always been something I've loved to watch and keep track of. But other than that, I haven't been noticing I haven't been watching a lot of Oceanic games, and it's always sad when I realize, okay, who's qualifying this time? Who qualified? It's not Team Immunity. That's definitely who.
Yeah. We've had a lot of shakeups in the last 6 months in the Oceanic scene, but we'll get to that. Maybe later in next year, of course. Bit of a hiatus right now. We just pretty much had our final, which was a lot of fun at PAX Oz. But guys, LPL's here as well. I actually just have to say, I'm so happy to be back casting Chinese League. Especially for a play-by-play caster, there's just something magic about the way Chinese play League that just makes me so happy. And that's been great. Looks like we might have maybe a technical issue over on the side. Nope, never mind. Looks like we are going to kick things off pretty swiftly here. Should be into Champs League for our first game here. And curious to see what happens. I believe we had both... every team that played on the blue side last game won, from memory. Just a small note, not a really big thing.
It is something I've realized. Like, teams on the blue side have generally gained more advantage vision-wise and pressure, like just map pressure generally. So, it's probably just a coincidence, but it's
it's one of those little things. I believe it has a slightly higher win rate if you want to do the numbers, but
yeah.
I mean, again, this is also like a very old patch. I didn't quite get what patch we're exactly on, but we're pretty much on the post-Worlds patch with Nara in it. Oh, so
we are on 4.18.
This is cool. That's the patch that was right afterwards, I think. Or the one that they would have played on if they weren't like, no, this is the cutoff now.
Yeah.
No, it's too fun.
The game is... Okay, so apparently it is like the first one that Nara is available on. That's... This is pretty interesting. I can't... With how much Nara is being played, of course it's going to be... He is the star top laner right here. If he's not banned, he's picked out. And he has shown to be such a force with his ultimate. It's just, you really don't want to see him out there. You really, like, any team doesn't want the enemy to really have their grasp on it. So he should be permabanned from, technically. Unless, of course, if EPC does respect Captain 57's Lee Sin and Amazing Jay's Maokai. If they ban them out and I guess ban out another signature champion, you might see Nar come out, but I guess we're about to find out once Champion Select kicks off.
I mean, Nar was in the one game we saw him when he wasn't banned in our last best of 3. He won that game. So, I mean, it's a very, very small sample. But Nar's definitely a really strong, very safe, very aggressive top laner. And that, to me, kind of suits, I think, any top laner, but especially for a Chinese top laner who really mechanically competent, very aggressive players in general. And I think they're happy to have Nar around. He's just, it's honestly so interesting to have, like, not just Maokai Alistar. Even though Alistar's been nerfed on this patch as well.
Yeah.
Every single game. Like, here's a Rumble, here's a Maokai. Great, that's interesting. Oh, wait, here's a Nar. And now all of a sudden, top lane opens up again from the little island that it was kind of becoming here. But it looks like we still have some issues. Both teams kind of getting everything sorted out.
It's real. I think that it was really fun to see, or at least just so relieving to see top lane just like break through, because I never wanted to see the top lane like this season. The moment the cameraman would show up, just like a random fight of Maokai versus like Alistar, I was like, please stop. I don't want to see this match. Pan away. No, I don't want to see this. Nothing
so I
guess
we're talking about champions as well. Is there anything else on either of these teams that we might look out for in terms of maybe some special picks they have, or some comfort picks, or just generally what they're playing on this patch? Because we know the patch pretty well at this point. It's like, it is sadly kind of, it's leaving and we're changing things, which is great.
Yeah.
Then we have some even new and different League of Legends next year. But I'm curious to see if there's anything like any pocket picks or anything special that either of these teams like to pull out.
There's one in specific. It's just Captain 57's Lee Sin. Now, the biggest reason for that, it's really funny because last night in the TGA, we rarely saw Lee Sin. The only team that we saw pick Lee Sin up was EDG Future, which is like who Kish, like you may know him. He is currently named Move on the team. He sticks to his Lee Sin. He plays it really quite a bit. But during that tournament, we saw, if I remember this correctly, Jarvan and Kha'Zix, just interchangeable. And then, of course, we saw Rengar, but we never saw Lee Sin. And his Lee Sin is, of course, in this current tournament, we've seen Lee Sin quite a bit, but his is super good. Now, I can't even say it's the best. Like, I'm trying to stop myself simply because we've already seen enemies. But, like,
that's true.
It is. Like, this guy will go off this game, and he will try to carry his team along with Amazing Jay. So I really don't see this. I see a quick 2-0. That's what I see.
Okay, wow.
Like,
you think it's just that much of a lopsided matchup in terms of the teams?
To be fair, I've been wrong. Like, in my last game, I did not believe Vici was gonna win that one. So the curse could be real. Whoever
It's true.
like.
The Razzleplasm curse. To be fair, that was a tight best of three we played in that first set as well. So
Yeah,
anything can happen. It is the LPL. In fact, I think it's even more fitting that it's the LPL qualifier or LPL expansion. I feel like even more shenanigans somehow are available now that teams are fighting for the LPL lives. Especially like it's hard in the upper bracket as well when you're in a double elim tournament because once you drop down, you have to fight. Like if you have crazy pocket picks or super strats or whatever you want to do, you got to pull them out because you have no more games or like tournament left to play at that point. It's single elim for you. But be interested to see if teams want to be conservative here in the upper bracket and try and just see how far they can get based on how they associate their skill with the rest of like their matchups in the bracket, or if they're just going to be like, you know what, screw it, we want to send a message, we're going to play craziness, and then maybe the top lane Morgana or even who knows comes out. I mean, LPL is known for its surprises. I think we're going to get like at least a few over the weekend.
Yeah, definitely. Now, like the champions that both teams tend to favor here, EPC generally loves their Leona. Like, it's just a thing that they love to run. And Jarvan, like Leona, Jarvan, Lulu, all of the Wombo combo, just throw it into one bash. That's what they love. The cookie cutter, simple, kind of like all-in comp. But with EP, like Energy Pacemaker, you'll tend to see like I wouldn't say a longer game, but they do like the scaling comp, like the scaling Tristana and a protective kind of Orianna comp going. So it's really nice, and of course you'll see the Maokai top lane and Lee Sin just to like kind of complement that. The Lee Sin will just generally support the lanes to really get them going. This is EP style, and it's a style that has worked really well for them. So we will see how it works. It's really like kind of exciting to see. And there we go. We're finally getting into champ select here.
Yeah, we are in. Thresh has been the first ban there. Energy Pacemaker carries on the left. They'll be on our blue side for game one. Energy Pacemaker, just the energy, just the two letters, not the three. Over on the red side here for this one. Rise their ban as well. And we're going to kick things off pretty slowly here as both teams consider what they want to be doing. So we'll see Raz's prediction here. That we could see EP look pretty dominant here. Oh my goodness, that's a Galio ban.
That's a Galio ban, alright.
Welcome to the LPL, boys and girls. And there's Rengar. Yeah. See, this is the thing. I thought you were joking when you talked about Rengar and TGA recently, but no. He gets the second respect ban here, another ban as well. That's kind of what we expected. Yeah. And then one last ban here for EP as well.
And along with, of course, the Galio, just, I guess, the respect on... Oh, there we go. That's the first pick Lee Sin. They pick it away from Captain 57. So that's a really smart pick. That's really good.
Janaban kind of interesting there as well as their last ban, but that leaves Lucian open, who I believe was permaban in the last series as well. Although may have snuck through in game one, if memory serves correctly, but then we'll see what they want to go for. They've got plenty of options here as well. So they hover over Aurelia, but I love the blocker pick here of Lee Sin. Just take that away, don't want you to have it, and just wants to make sure that you keep that jungler who's so good just away from being able to support his teams with such a strong early game jungler.
But yeah, going back to as much as I believe like the Galio pick is generally like it's cheesy, and B, we've seen it around in China for a little bit. It's honestly both teams. They're sister teams, and of course they probably have a head up on what these teams are playing through scrims. So they definitely do not want to see what's been successful for that team. So yeah, Galio apparently you can probably get a good header that's what they've been playing.
Yeah, so Aurelia and Nami, the two picks there, are now considering Zillion with 14 seconds left on the clock in terms of pick time here. And this would be a really strong start here for EPC. Remember, Zillion's still very, very strong on this particular patch. Alistar, I believe, did get the nerf hammer, so he's not quite as good on this patch. Lucian, though, does get locked in, and I guess Zillion's going to follow in there as well. So Energy Pacemaker carries pretty standard stuff here, but very comfortable stuff. And instantly, the Corki and the Kha'Zix get locked in. Yeah,
well, that was fast. That was like, the moment that those picks came out, they knew exactly what they wanted here. And Leona's being hovered for EPC as usual. That's definitely something Super Cat would love. And Love Letter might just go for, yeah, there we go. That's the Maokai pick. I guess they were... I guess it's definitely a great team fight pick. This is a really team fight heavy comp that we have here from EPC. I wonder how Energy Pacemakers will react to that. They still have a mid lane pick to go for, and I wouldn't be surprised if it was Orianna. Syndra actually left
They
up.
have a lot of options here. Syndra is actually, someone that's just so good. Teams ban her often just because of how strong and how safe she is to pick. She's probably the best blind pick mid laner at this point. She's just so good and does get locked in here. Lots of options there for EP. Going to go for a pretty safe standard one there in Syndra. In fact, both these team comps shake out with pretty much no spice, unfortunately. Just a bit of standard seasoning here.
Yeah, it's really standard, and it's one of those things when you have like so many champions in the game that it's not like that you overlook a champion like Syndra's strength that she just either comes in, you see her just about every game, or she just loses favor, and I wouldn't say she's forgotten about. Like you still see her in like a lot of regions, just not so much China. But when she gets picked up, you're like, all right, I forgot that champ existed. Well, this lane's gonna be difficult. She is just super powerful, and she has so many engage points. She can just start a fight whenever she wants, just off of her stuns. So, gonna be interesting to see. We'll be heading into this game. It's really, really nice.
I think for me, it's really funny to watch both these teams pick so fight heavy. Yeah, they just pick super brawly. Like, really, we just want to fight all the time. Either teamfight champions or champions that assist with either burst or CC or both. And they just want to be going 1v1, 2v2, and then, of course, the 4v4, 5v5. Pretty much all day, every day, as often as they can. Whereas in the last game, we saw a lot of Xerath, a lot of Jace, like some more poke-oriented, some mix-ups in terms of what they want to do with their team compositions. But, yeah, we're going to see a pretty blood-thirsty game, I think, between both these teams. And if it's any indication, Energy Pacemaker might just have enough of an edge here. But we are going to kick things off in the game one as we move out here.
Yeah, this will be really fun to watch. Ooh, I'm not so sure what I like. I guess I'll just go for like in favorite Energy Pacemakers, just because I'm just gonna say EP. It's so difficult to call team by team. Yeah, but like it's so difficult to say which comp is better. But I'll definitely go for Energy Pacemakers just because I feel like they have better synergy. The team comps are kind of even in my opinion.
And I think the thing to watch for is these junglers. Junglers are so important in the early game in terms of dictating the pace and what's happening in a game. And Captain has been really talked up by you as someone who definitely knows what's going on in the Chinese scene lately. And at least we saw strong performances there as well in our last series. So we'll see what happens here. It is game one, though, so plenty of room for both these teams. Remember, we are in a best of three, and it is the upper bracket currently. This is our second upper bracket match of the day in our first half of the upper bracket, if that made sense. We've got one team dropped down already, Young Glory waiting in the bottom to see, I believe, potentially the loser of this series. We've already had Vici Gaming through there as well. Now these two teams will fight to move on and stay in the upper bracket for at least another round here. And just pretty defensive stuff, just wards being meander out. No one walking too deep into the jungle either. Just all hanging up, playing very, very safe and very standard.
Yeah, except for Captain 57 and Amazing J. I'm not so sure. Maybe they just... Okay, they put down the ward, so they'll be able to figure out where Blank is going to be heading and when he'll be heading there. But actually, it looks like they're trying to steal the blue buff here.
Yeah, sitting on top of ward, unfortunately. Yeah. Just about to spawn. We hit minute 54 on the clock. And yeah, the buff's going to be there, but they might have to trade here. In fact, we assume that EPC are going to run their jungle and maybe their bottom lane all the way up towards the blue buff, and we'll just trade and start vertically jungling instead. Standard lanes, though, will break out here as Supercat will move down the bottom lane with Love Letter on his Lucian, and Kane here on the Corki with Nami there as well. And we kind of saw that, actually, we saw very close to this matchup in our first game last time. Is there any distinct advantage here between these two, or is it just a very brawly lane?
It's going to be a pretty brawly lane. Nami should, she's going to have a lot of poke advantage, and honestly, the biggest thing to watch for is who's going to engage first, because I feel like whoever engages first, the counter engage is going to be a lot stronger on Nami's side. If Leona heads in, Nami should have all the freedom to just go off. So, they are pushing in early. So, and it's a lot of poke coming down from Nami as well. So, whew.
See, this is the thing for me, is that we saw so much Tristana coming through Worlds, and then everyone was just like, wait, we can play Lucian. It's like, well, that didn't work out as well as Blank, actually. He's hanging out. I might have to save my analysis for a second here, because we have Lucian level 2 ganking with the double wolves. I guess he just missed a creep there.
Oh, here we go.
Helping him big chain. Face checks right in there. Oh, the Xena play just missing on the Corki, who Valkyrie's out of the way, but there's so much damage on this Nami. Here at the last second does get popped. It's enough to keep him alive, and Blank does not donate the double buffs. But what a way to start things off here. So aggressive.
Oh God! You know what? I'm okay with that interrupting story time with pastry because because that was actually extremely exciting. Oh goodness! Well, both teams kind of miss out in summoner spells, but Kane is still topped up enough with that Nami to be able to survive that laning. He's not going to go back. He's actually going to be quite even in CS. So it was worked out for everyone involved, I would say.
Oh yeah, it's fine here. And Koki again is just gonna have a slight aggression advantage in this lane to kick things off anyway. And Nami is just so frustratingly good with Spell Thief's Edge against melee supports in particular that it's kind of a weird tension where you actually get a micro spike based on what tier of support item you go to and which item you've gone for. So in this case, with just standard Brace versus Spell Thief's Edge, you actually get this thing where it's like when Leona gets to hit tier 2 item, she's happy, but Nami right now is just free reign and blank. Back down in the bottom lane here trying to get some work done.
How can
He's found some friends. There we go. Dashes away and he'll be fine.
that I must like, oh jeez, just like I feel like I want to see his face the moment he realized he's getting like just kind of getting sandwiched on by two people. I was like, oh well, I'm out of here. None of that. I don't want to deal with that. Okay, just so even lanes up top.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun fest, unfortunately, in the top lane. It's funny that you were like, I'm so happy top lane's an interesting, like, fun place where people just don't farm for 20 minutes, and that's exactly what we're probably going to get here. Makai is fine early, but Aurelia should be able to pressure him out in the early stages, and that will basically break even, although I believe it's a 10 CS lead right now for Aurelia in the top lane there for EP, so looking good so far.
Yeah, Amazing J is keeping. I guess she's pretty much happy with the. He's pretty much happy with the CS advantage. He should be pushing. I guess the plan is just to push up as fast as possible so he can get the item advantage and possibly look for a teleport gank. If possible, that is. And of course, they don't have much vision on the dragon, so they would have an advantage if they were to look forward to that.
They're actually getting quite aggressive. Dusk actually gets snared up. They could be in trouble as Marco going to throw the sapling. Doesn't quite throw it in time. Does get the slowdown though. And Amazing Day was getting pretty cocky there. Blade surging in front of minions. And Marco's like, you know what? You really can't fight me right now. Managed to win a nice trade there. So Aurelia is going to go back, have to shop, and rotate her way back towards the top lane. Nami warding there as well down the bot. Lucian's going back. Looks like everyone's doing a bit of a shopping spree right now. Corki actually forced back as well after that last gank. Picked himself the components of a Phage. So on the way to that Trinity Force first.
Yeah, Amazing J, from what I've realized, he's amazing at kind of getting an idea of the personality of an enemy laner, because he had no business of playing as aggressively as he was. He would, like, Maokai had 2 Doran's blades on him. I mean, Maokai had Doran's blades, that would be ridiculous. But he had 2 Doran's rings on him. And so, of course, like, the moment V looked at, like, he just realized, like, what are you doing? That you should be doing that. That's, like... He, like, Aurelia got away with so much, and a CS advantage. Well, not anymore, but, like, at the time, he got away with a pretty hefty CS advantage. Just off of, like, I guess, knowing that he could get away with certain things.
Yeah, I mean, Chinese players tend to be a little aggressive, but it all works out here. And again, get kind of the expected lane in the top lane, at least for now, and it's going to be very even as they smooth things out. No kills out was going to hit bang on 7 minutes. Down the bottom lane, just more trades happening. Again, Nami Corki abusing sort of the early advantages they have here in this particular lane. But you got to be careful, especially once you only hit 6. All sorts of problems can befall you very swiftly.
Yeah, the moment she hits 6, you just have to, like, you don't want to look up to the sun. That's for sure. You don't stare directly at the sun. Oof, the trade happening in the top lane. V is out of mana, so he shouldn't be able to do much here.
Yeah, really, just going to go in. In fact, Amazing J trying to find his timing. Doesn't quite get the trade-off. Few too many minions there, plus the cannon. So wants to be careful. Mid lane's been very quiet so far. Syndra, decent little CS lead. It's approaching 10 of those Zealands, trying to keep it even. It's 62 to 52 as Syndra gets aggressive. But it's going to go in here. Bombs will trade back and forth. There has to be careful. Doesn't want to get stunned despite having the ultimate captain rotating in there as well. But doesn't quite get it done. And Blank is back to the bottom lane once again. He's setting up camp here, that's for sure. He's going to run in, try and make something happen down the bottom lane. Leona's gone in, no ultimate, but does get a great Xenoblade. Great bubble, though. Going to deny that. Now the teleport's going to come in. Cancelled, though, as well. Beautiful bluff there from the top lane. In fact, cancelled, I believe, an Amazing J. He might take the kill instead. He runs out of Transcendent Blades, though. And that was a very, very strong trade overall for EP.
That was really solid. The Nami play was just top.
Yeah, that bubble was dumb.
Yeah. Oh, and he's
man.
out. Oh, God.
Just going in. Oh, never mind. Does get denied there by the Arcane Smash. But Amazing Jay, you weren't kidding when you called him an aggressive player.
Yeah, he's pretty aggressive. Amazing, even.
Oh, man. It's
get the laugh
be a
tracks
long
going.
best of three.
Get the laugh track. And Blank just, I don't understand why he's so aggressive in this lane. That's a Nami Corki. They're going to be able to get out most of the time. That's I'm gonna have I really have to question the idea surrounding that. Yeah.
And Kha'Zix, who's happy for a free ship to level 6, is just going to keep farming his jungle, get to level 6, and all of a sudden, he's got significantly more options once he gets that first evolution, and even more for the second as well. Though Blank will actually start the dragon now as well. This is just so aggressive. He might, Supercat's going to have to come and help him tank it. V's down here as well, actually. He's warped down after recalling, so he's okay. Got his catalyst ready to go as well. Corki trying to poke them off. Dragon should be going down here, though, for EP. And EPC, excuse me, and they will secure their first dragon of the game.
Yeah, that was interesting. Something must have prompted him to tank the dragon for so long into anticipation of his team coming to help him out. That was really, really ballsy. I don't know. I guess he probably got vision on Captain 57.
Yeah, that stun was nice. I think he assumed that Amazing J had recalled and timed it quite nicely, walking back down. Also, I think the bottom lane for EP was just assuming Lee Sin was going to come again. Maybe he's playing some epic mind game, and he's just like, you know what? I'll walk down there. If you think I'm coming again, I'll just take the dragon, because they clearly don't have vision down there, which he's right about.
Yeah, definitely.
But going to come back with some vision. Little late, though, on that front for Energy Pacemaker.
Ooh, Siasu is pretty low, but he does have his ultimate, so if anything tends to happen, he has something to go back on. Why is he Oh, I see what's happening. This is going to be an interesting engage.
Speeding in the Supercat, though. Oh, the old just missing on a Syndra. Now Captain around the side actually gets spotted by Blank. The ward very nicely plays. He's going to go back in, trying to maybe kick him through, but he takes a bit too much damage. Bubble just missing there as Captain gets kicked over the ledge. An Energy Pacemaker rallying, trying to get the work done. Tidal Wave, he's going to come in, does hit onto V from so far away. Amazing J has dodged in. There's the Zillion ultimate coming through. A good stun, though. Going to land on a Supercat, and maybe that's the next target. Captain goes down, though, for first blood as Lee Sin's able to pick up that kill. And EPC defend with their lives there. 4v4, and the only kill is on that Kha'Zix.
Yeah, that Zillion, oh god, that revive from Zillion was just too strong. They thought they could get something out of it, but they were poorly mistaken here. That was, oof. It looks like they're gonna have to reset off of that. Hopefully, EPC, I don't know. It was a good idea, a little bit too ambitious to jump on Xiaosu, especially when V was out of position and was on the rest of the team. So a bit of a change in focus was needed, but all right, they committed to it and they paid for it.
Yeah, so 11:43 on the clock now as the first kill does go to EPC. Trades in the top again. Amazing J continuing to play aggressively here in this Aurelia as he's building up towards that Trinity Force. Got the Sheen plus those components for a Phage already done. Kane down the bottom getting aggressive with his Sheen as well, actually. And there's a lot of mid-game power here for Energy Pacemaker. They're not too sad to lose first blood, but if they get a good fight around that, maybe that second dragon, or the next dragon, the second or the next dragon, so within the next 10 minutes, effectively. If they get their item spikes at around the 20-minute mark and just go look for a fight, they've got so much power between Corki Aurelia and the Syndra, who just misses a stun. Now Zillion going to chase in as well. In fact, there's 3 more members here. Nami looking to defend in. That's a great ultimate moving in as well. Syndra, nowhere to go, gets locked up as Lee Sin comes in. Doesn't quite die, but Zillion will clean up the kill there.
Oh god, if you get caught up by the Zillion, you will not be going anywhere. That might as well be a stun. That slow is just ridiculous. It's like you're literally going nowhere. Oh, you're gonna be late for work? Well, you're gonna. Oh, I don't think you're. Yeah, nope. You're staying right here, buddy. Ugh. Jeez.
Yep, I'm just more trading back again. Again, the ultimate first one missed there. We are able to have the juke there from Syndra in the mid, but no dice there on that next one. And EPC slowly building up kill stream. And they're not taking too much. They got that really aggressive dragon that they just kind of decided to go for. And then responded really nicely to some aggression. Were able to get 2 clean kills for themselves. But it's a small lead, 1,500 gold or so. They'll take it. But you need to be a bit more against a team like this, especially one that has this much mid-game power.
Yeah, definitely. And as strong as Syndra is, as really powerful as she is an immobile carry. She's really like she has that problem of being if she's out of position, she can get picked off, and that's exactly what they're aiming for. Leona is she lives in this lane now. I don't remember the last time she's actually been bot lane. So.
And it's actually, I think it's really smart. You hit level 6, that's kind of all the spike you need. I mean, it's a bit awkward to not really use your Targon's Brace stacks potentially. They'll probably get some value in the mid lane, running in and just punching creeps in the face. Does find the ward, they will sweep it out. Corki already backed off though, and he'll be okay. 11:54 on the clock, because Dragon's going to be back up in a minute 30. No, never mind, that's 14:03, excuse me. Numbers are hard to read sometimes. And Blue Buff does go over to Syndra as well. So EP setting up, but EPC kind of happy to sit back and probably pick their fight at this next Dragon.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty crucial. I think both teams are confident in their ability to take this Dragon. EP may be a little bit behind, but they have Syndra, they have Nami. If they get engaged on, they can easily disengage and just take control of the fight. So as long as they play it out correctly, which I do believe they can do, the skill of this team is not to be understated. So we'll see how it's coming up in 50 seconds, so it's time to really just get in there, and like both junglers went to buy too. So it's time to go in, start like clearing out vision and seeing what they can get out of it.
Yeah, it's one of those just interesting things where these mid-game team cups that so many people have started playing kind of around the worlds and post-worlds times, we do just chunk 15 minutes there. Dragon up in 30 seconds, we'll see what team wants to fight for it, but you always think that, oh, like we're playing aggressive, like we have this good mid-game comp, we want to get a lead, and sure, that's great, but you still have that power in the mid-game if you don't fall horribly far behind. So EP are fine sitting here, EPC are fine as well, but with the Lee Sin, with the Leona, they've got maybe a bit more space. And one of the things I did want to highlight, actually, that I forgot to do in the draft, is that EPC's team, for how good a lot of their picks are, it is so low on damage.
Yeah, it really, really is. They really rely on that Lucian to, I guess, get protected and do as much as he can with possibly Zilean ulti. But if they fall behind, they fall behind. They can't do much off of it. Well, energy pacemakers have a lot more flexibility, and here comes the
Dragon
fight.
Starting. What a bubble there. Love letter getting jumped on. Kartik steals the Dragon as well, and they're going to get that first kill. No, Zillion will protect them. Now Super Cat getting dove on those other teleports. Have come in. Good kick out there. Kartik is forced to get away with his ultimate, but there's Aurelia with a kill. There's the second as Lucian's going to go down as well. Great bubble again on Devi. Going to get 3 kills there. 3 for 1 plus the Dragon there. Energy Pacemaker, make it count.
That's what they wanted, man. That's exactly what they were looking for. Like, what can you do at that point? That was a Dragon that EPC thought they had in the bank. They didn't think it was warded, nor did they. Oh, like, here comes the replay as well. It was just... It was superbly done. And even with the really well-placed Leona ulti, they just didn't have the damage to really supplement that. They just immediately killed out the carries.
And it's one of those really little things that actually made a massive difference. Both top laners teleported at practically the same time, but the difference in the ward distance, i.e. points they could teleport to, was actually so far apart that Aurelia could immediately impact the fight with their gap closer, and Maokai took far too long to get there. So it's little things, man, that really added up in that Dragon fight, despite both teams starting off quite well. If Maokai had been there a bit earlier to peel for Love Letter, that might have gone very differently, but instead, it's 3 kills plus the Dragon there, and a tower for EP as well. Amazing Jade, they're getting 3-man gank. Captain is coming in to try and protect his top lane. They're going to run in 2v3. Can he make it count? He's just kind of defending here. Does get locked up, though. We'll get Dove on now as well. Blank getting aggressive. Captain getting locked up. Great, the Honor ultimate gets 1. They can secure 2 there as well. Now Cade is running in with Nami. Can they have the 2v3? Super Cat goes down. There's another kill. It looks like maybe the Zillion all hitting there as well. Blank slow does get ulted, so he'll be okay. Kane goes down there with Zillion, picks up that next one. Now Shao running through as well. V low, but Syndra does get picks off Lee Sin, excuse me, and now trying to kite around the bush, does go down to Maokai. Nami trying to get the kill on the Maokai, but can't get enough damage done. And here comes the Zillion chasing it. Just needs maybe another bomb. The first one could be enough. Tycho's blessing comes in. There's the next bomb, and Nami are dead.
Down.
And there's another kill tower as well here, potentially. EPC firing back.
And that's just what, like, holy moly, that's just what Zillion does. That fight's going to keep going and keep going. People are going to get revived. People are going to get slowed. That fight was dragged out and in their favor. It was just disgusting to see, honestly.
Yeah, big, long, extended team fights where your damage is spread out over the top. That is exactly what Zillion wants to be. Burst damage, yes and no, depending on how many cooldowns you have to use. But yeah, that was a premier Zillion fight and very well delayed by EPC to kind of get the rest of the kills. And Energy Pacemaker, little too aggressive on the defense. They defended 2v3 two different times. And that kind of just lost in the fight from the start, and then they got Zillioned.
And yeah, definitely. And it's so amazing to see this because EP is definitely the team to watch. Everyone is like just expecting, or at least me personally, expected an easy 2-0. It could still happen, but I'm not sure why this game is so honestly up in the air. It could simply be because, of course, hashtag sister teams. What are you gonna do? Like, if you play each other enough times, like, you start to realize, you start to like get an edge of certain teams' play styles. But this was worded out, so this blue buff steal is seen out.
Energy Pacemaker are going to try and defend. Gold lead's still pretty static. It's been about 1,500 gold for EPC most of this game, and it continues so right now. Blue are going to get put over to Syndra, as we are going to push the mid tower down now. It's on 19:30 on the clock as they do get that tower. 3 for 1 is a big deal here on turrets as well. EPC have so much space, and for a team that was basically winning for just defending optimally and kind of letting Energy Pacemaker get a little too aggressive, they've really opened up the map now. Now it's their turn to start dictating the pace of play.
Yeah, this game, anyone can take it. The wording right now from EPC is phenomenal. They can see Energy Pacemakers like just gearing up for this mid lane push, so they're able to really just regroup, and their towers are pretty much untouched. The top, or at least the top one specifically, along with this mid tower, they are able to control the map pressure really well. And I guess the blue side curse could be something to fear.
Well, we'll see. We still got a couple more games left here. As EPC gonna get aggressive, try and plug down the mid lane. It's gonna go through a couple of items as well, as we do have a slight lull here in this game. We see gold leads as well, actually. Good lead there down the bottom for Lucian. Mid as well, in fact, pretty much across the board in everywhere but top lane and support. There are about 1,000 gold for each of those 2 soul laners plus the jungler. So that's a nice lead there for EPC. It's pretty much where all of their gold's going, but it's definitely going in the right places. You can see the items coming through as well. Pretty much everyone has completed their core for this stage of the game, so happiness all around.
Yeah, in just like a minute and 8 seconds. Right now it's 50 seconds till Dragon starts, but EPC is really looking forward. They're tunneling for this Dragon fight. They're not. I'm sure they're not even looking forward to getting the Dragon. They're just looking for a pick. That's all they want. Now they're just like hiding in random bushes to see if they can get an edge. And it's like, I'm not even sure if these bushes will really work out for them.
It's interesting to me when players decide to hide in random bushes. It's like you're either an absolute genius or you have no idea what to do right at this moment. Because it's usually one of those two things with the bushes. And, I guess maybe they were hoping someone would walk the silly way down towards the bottom lane farm. That might have been coming, but it wasn't even pushing their way. Like, it's interesting what's happening there. But Dragon is the real big point of contention here. We've got exactly 10 seconds left for that one.
Oh, did they just lose vision advantage that quickly? Oh, that was kind of unfortunate.
Yeah, after camping the tri-bush, they're like, oh, we're just going to walk away here.
Yeah, that was very swift. It was like, well, we are not doing a good job here with this. Here comes the fight.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to clear out some wards here. Really nice use of that sweeper to get 2 different trick wards, actually, but the reward does come through from Nami's Sightstone, teleport up for both top laners as well. So there's going to be a fight. It's probably going to be right now.
Yeah, they put down the early pink ward, so that got cleared out pretty quickly. That was interesting. The EPC really lost. They came into the Dragon Pit for Dragon like a minute early, and they lost it just like that. That's something to work on, to say the least, for if they do tend to get into the LPL off this, and especially if they lose out and get into the SPL. But
I mean, this is one of the sorry.
No,
one of the things. So one of the things as well, where we talked about how strong EP's mid-game power is. They've completed both their Trinity Forces right now, plus a build order extra for Corki, and a pretty key item in the Merc trades as well for Aurelia. They've got so much power around this Dragon fight that they're happy to force it, and EPC couldn't quite keep on top of vision. They're actually they've started the Dragon already. Teleport number 1 has started. Teleport number 2 will now start as well, and we could potentially have a fight. Actually, Stun going to come through, going to move back to Malka. Actually dodges the wave. They're amazing. Jay getting dove on. Has to be careful. Flash over the top of the wall. They're going to continue chasing now as well. Aurelia was so low, but EPC took a lot of AoE, scrying up, trying to see if they were getting flanked around, but are not here, and they're just going to reset this fight, see what they can get done. Ultimate's still here for Zillion as well, so they've got plenty of moves here, but EP a little bit stronger here in EPC. They're going to try and get their way back in. This is a very tenuous Dragon fight here.
The rush on Amazing J.
He dives in. The actually does get it. The steal comes through. Blank low there, but he's got the Zillion ultimate on him. Amazing J does go down there, but Lucian's going to pick up Aurelia. Corki though with the double gets two there as Maokai and Lucian go down, and they're going to keep going in here. Captain's a little low, but the rest of his team's following in, and that's a 4 for 3. So 4 for 2, sorry, as the bomb gets one more. But the Dragon does go to EPC.
That was really well played by, honestly, that was a smart decision by EP Carries, but it didn't work out. Amazing J lived for a little too long, and the counter engage was strong. So, jeez, that was a really exciting fight. I really want to see the replay for that one.
That's one of those, don't ever mess with the Corki with the Trinity Force at 20 minutes. He just does so much damage. I mean, we had basically no ultimate cooldowns left here. Captain as well played that so well, just diving into the team and wreaking havoc pretty much. But you asked for it, Raz. Here's the replay.
All right, yeah. Look at Corki. Corki had so much freedom in that fight. He was just absolutely stomping. And even when Xiaosu got the ultimate down, like, it didn't matter. They were able to just converge on the target damage and just completely clean up. It was pretty much Kane having free reign on that fight. That's exactly what that was. And the stuns coming down from if I can remember his name, I was EP's Syndra. Yes, the stun coming down from Syndra just set it up so perfectly.
And really nice use of terrain by Corki there as well. Kind of EPC isolated themselves in the Dragon Pit, got blown up by Corki's AoE damage, and then he hopped over once his lean ult went off to be in his team right behind everyone else. But no, he's in a whole host of trouble. Wave and the kick kind of comes through. That was funky, but does go down here as Captain's having trouble. Flips out of the way there. He's able to leap over the top. Now Syndra with a great full-man stun will protect everybody else, but poor Nami just got wrecked.
They saw her coming. They knew she was on that vision duty, and the moment she decided she was gonna step a little further into unknown terrain, they killed her. it was that quickly.
Yeah. Now Baron Bait from EPC as well. Gonna try and set this up, but yeah, they'll be patient. EP should know what's up here, and Amazing is gonna go over an ward.
Oh, but he did.
Oh no, he can't. He doesn't have one. Never mind. Aurelia getting a dove on here. There's a Zenith play. Goodbye, and there's 2 free kills around that Baron area here. EPC, they're gonna do it again.
It'll never stop because they know they need to get to that Baron buff. But the moment they do, they should go in right now. Honestly, they should just.
Yeah, I mean,
here we go.
Yeah, they're going to go in. Speeding the marker. That's the perfect target. Great stun, though, coming out from that Syndra. Will deny that attempt completely. Third time is indeed the charm as EPC. They'll back away. Okay, we got our free kills. I guess we have to back off. Unfortunately for them, there's just no good objectives to take.
There really isn't. After Dragon is down, they're not really able to really look for anything. These baits and these bush, I guess, I would call them the fanatics, I guess, where they just hide in bush. It's not really working out for them. It's being seen out by EP, but I guess not so well. Amazing J kind of got caught out for kind of what he suspected. He suspected a bait, but he didn't think they would just run up run right straight towards him. So, really, this is going to be a slow game, honestly, until they find a key to victory, a key stun, a key engage.
We'll see. I'm still coming here for EP, despite being a couple thousand gold behind. It's a very slim lead at this point. 27 minutes and 5 seconds, excuse me. That's a love letter. Just kind of clearing wards out. I mean, both teams at this point kind of just have to vie for Baron control, but 2 item spikes pretty much across the board for these teams, and everyone is very, very strong at this point. And again, we have 2 pretty mid-game-centric teams here as well, with the fact that EPC have to be very careful. As Maokai going to dive in. Good Zhonya's, actually. Really good Zhonya's. Prevents the Arcane Smash from coming through.
And the Nami waves. The Nami waves was super good, and it was a really well placed. It stopped the follow-up as well.
So, zoning them out here. EPC will run back to their favorite new place. It is the Baron Pit.
It's where the cool kids hide, you know?
Yeah. Hey, we've seen some shenanigans in Baron already.
Yeah. They're just going to keep setting up for these baits, and honestly, they have all the reason to. I mean, they don't have Maokai, right? Maokai right now is just going to be trying to get that top push going.
I think for me, I'm actually really curious about Corki's item build here because we've obviously seen quite a lot of Corki recently, and most Corkis prefer to go Trinity Falls into Infinity Edge because it's just like ridiculous damage across the board. It gives you so much mid-game power at about the 25-30 minute mark when you really want it. But every Corki I think I've seen today playing in this tournament has gone for Blade of the Ruin King second.
Exactly, they have, and it's interesting to see. I guess it's an adaptation just to have because of the tanky. Oh, actually, they're going to be going for this Baron buff.
Yeah, we are going to start the Baron off instead. EPC getting very aggressive. Their Vigilant Vision control has managed to give them plenty of space around this Baron. Oh man, Aurelia's all the way down the bottom. They're going to make it happen. They throw the wards in port immediately in there for EPC. Good stun there onto Kane, but they have to back off. They actually might be able to finish the Baron. The Carlin gets pop. Amazing pops in. Cinderstone doesn't quite get in as Maokai's all the way in there. Now the damage coming through as Blank will run in. Captain's forced to run away. They're kiting as best they can, but there's the first kill as Aurelia goes down. But yeah, Kane maybe a little too far forward. Does get one kill. Syndra gets the kill on Lucian. He's going to get second, maybe. No, can't quite finish it as Shao does manage to get the ultimate on him, but a great double bubble. Can they follow in? They might have enough turns with Captain, but they can't quite get it done. The stun comes through. They're actually maybe going to do this. V goes down. Syndra gets Maokai, but Leona gets Syndra. Now Zillion taking out Karthix. Nani is absolutely dead as well. 5 for 3 to that team fight. No Barons anywhere. And what a fight there. EPC just eke out ahead.
EPC knew exactly what to do. That fight was insane. And although we've mentioned the fact that EPC has struggling with damage, they don't have that much damage on their team. It's literally just Lucian, and here's the replay actually. But yeah, Lucian is the only real damage form. Same with Zillion, and Zillion didn't really have much he was way far in the back, so he really couldn't give much to the team. But it's just that Maokai is able to mitigate so much damage, so it's really in their favor. The longer this team fight goes on, the more in favor it is of Zillion, just putting out that constant damage, and of course that revive he has. Whew, that is interesting.
I think Kane might have thought that Zillion ultimate wasn't up because he went so deep. I think either that or he was trying to get Kha'Zix a reset. But they definitely decided to go aggressive there in that last few stages, and that cost them that fight pretty much. Kane just went way too far forward. Easy cleanup here for the rest of EPC, and despite Captain and their mid laner playing so well, they actually get Dragon here, interestingly enough, as we do pop back into the game. Pretty casual Dragon there. EPC didn't run for the Baron, so they'll be okay.
I knew they can just get that pretty quickly off the back of that loss. This game is really turning out to be something. No one really expected EPC to go through. Now, of course, if EPC does win, and if they do turn out to take that LPL spot, it should be PSU, if I'm correct, that purchased the spot from EPC. So that's Kakáo's team, and I guess Kakao would be in the LPL. So that's something everybody's really looking out for.
Really? The spirit of Kakao is strong in this team, is what you're telling me? That is super interesting.
This entire game is just a lot of LPL cacackles. That's what that is.
As you do continue, Baron Vision keep getting swept out. 31-20 on the clock is someone's trying to find a way in here. EPC, I think, have found the magic. They've just keeping Vision locked down on this Baron as best they can. They've been doing a fantastic job. As you mentioned, their Vision control's been great all game long, but especially in this area, it's been fantastic. Going to move Aurelia down as well as no teleport. Maokai does have his, though. So if EPC wanted to go, they can, but they aren't quite going to start that Baron. It's a little too scary, especially without their tank.
And this is a lot to prove. Honestly, coming into this matchup, a lot of people had some questions about how EPC... actually, are they going to be setting something up? No, they're not. They're just playing with the Vision. It's really well done, but yeah. Coming into this matchup, everyone thought, well, is EPC going to be trying because they're not really representing, these players are not going to be going into the LPL. That's just how it is. Supercast just basically being lent in to, make up for, he will get paid, I guess, but, the motivation wasn't, it was in question. But they have something to prove, and that's for certain. And they're proving it with this fight. Oh my god.
Oh god, just going straight in on the Zen. Blake Carling following through there. So Blank is all the way in the back trying to get it done, but Leona ultimate goes off. Syndra slays Zillion as EP are really rallying here. That's a great Zhonya's there as well from Syndra. Good bubble to lock up V. They've got to be so careful though. That Maokai sponges so much damage with that ultimate going in. And there's Lucian going to get the kill into Syndra. Captain is forced to run away. Nami and Corki bleeding red as well, but amazing day. Off to the side, there's one. Can he get the reset to the blade surge? Can get two. No, Lucian gets Kha'Zix, but Corki will get Lucian in return. Now V going to go down as we're going to chase blank here as well. Amazing J cleans out the last blade surge, and now it's a 5-3. The other way is Energy Pacemaker pick up a fight, and maybe the Baron as well.
All right, here comes the pause going down, which is a good time for us to really just take that fight in. Amazing Jay deciding that he's going to come in from the back and save his team from that team fight. That was so good, man. Oh, wow. This is exciting. This game is really exciting. These games in general are exciting. What do you have to say about it, man?
I mean, I was cussing LPL before it was cool, and it's not changed at all. It is still just exciting, just as fun. It's, as I said, an honor to be back, just hanging out, helping you guys out here with the LPL English cast, and just having one hell of a time here with the expansion tournament. Fortunately, this will be our last series, from what I can tell today at least, but I'll be back on Sunday for more LPL Expansion, and yeah, it's just been a blast. The first series was fantastic. Obviously, a pause here. No one likes pause. It's not fun. There's no League of Legends happening. I mean, there will be. It's just not happening right now. But this game is, yeah, I agree, turned out really interesting. We had super swingy, very bloodbath sort of first series to kick things off. And this is a lot more control, but a lot of really intense and complex 4v4 and 5v5 team fights. And it's nice to see Chinese players playing really strategically around Baron. I know there's lots of jokes about Chinese and Baron Pit and all sorts of actions you can do with your arm in a baseball, but not happening this time, and instead we're just seeing a lot of really interesting, very strategic fights, but the Baron's going to get started back up as we pop back into the game, and EP, there is no defense here for EPC.
Yep, this Baron's pretty much taken here. EP's gonna be pretty strong off of this one. This game's going back and forth, back and forth. Like, this is gonna be it. This is gonna be the strength that they needed to really take this game. Oh, and they waited just in time for all of their team to come up.
No, not quite. 33-32 as the Baron goes down, or just about there. And EP do get the Baron, so now the onus is on them to try and make something happen in this game. The gold lead, as it stands, still pretty low, but just under 2,000 gold between these two teams. But Baron gives so much gold with effective stats that you have to think if EP have a chance to really bust the base and try and close this game out from this point, then it'll be here. And I have to say, I think we might be seeing, given what you are sort of foreshadowing with the matchup, that EPC is just a team of strong, talented players that, you know, as you said, likely have something to prove here. Maybe the weaker team to EP, but still, if they can look at it in the early game, you can a bad in quotes team can take a game off a good team if they're able to snowball any sort of leader off the other team makes mistakes. But EP, as the game moves on, seem to be really solid together, and that's where this game in particular, with big brawly comps on both sides, are really going to shake down too.
Yeah, it just really does. Like, of course, we saw like a slow early game, kind of just like teams trying to ramp up to the point in which they were.
For the LPL, yeah, I'd say it was slow.
Yeah, in any other region, it would have just been a standard thing, honestly. But oh man, this, of course, once they were confident enough in their ability to team fight and just like contest these dragons, like bait out these barons, like that's when the bloodbath starts.
Yeah, and it's just, I mean, EPC, for all their strong vision control, have just not quite found the team fights they've wanted. I mean, when they traded 5-3, they just couldn't get anything else. When EP trades 5-3, then they get Baron. So it's just everything's not quite shaking out the way they want on the back foot for a couple more minutes, as this Baron buff will continue to move EP around the map. Looks like a pretty easy top lane towers where they're going to start. Look at the outer turret. That one's pretty much free. Maka, they're going to dive in with the Kong popping there as well. Someone's getting absolutely eaten alive, and Nami, once again, is getting the world blown on top of her face.
I was just about to say that EPC does need those easy picks, because they're not going to be winning out these team fights anymore. I feel like they just got outscaled by the strong team fight heavy EP like energy pacemakers. But are they going back in? No, okay, they're going to be able to get out pretty scot-free.
Yeah, Amazing J tried their blade surge on the minion, stuns up blank, but they're just going to run away. I mean, that would have been a pretty ballsy 5v4 to take as well. Yeah. Or 4v5, excuse me. And that's the second time that Nami's just been completely caught out and had 4 members of EPC just dive on top of her and use almost all their ultimates. I mean, it's funny back in the day when we first saw the freight train debuted in the Chinese scene, but that's not a joke. They'll happily burn those ultimates because you're dead. It doesn't matter to them.
Yeah. I think it was at Worlds that people really saw like how much they're willing to put in for one kill, because if they really do, like, it doesn't matter how much, like, they can throw all their ultis in for that one kill, and it could even be a support. But you know what? That's that one man advantage that they have, and they can push for.
Totally worth. Here is EP. Sorry, gonna set up here. Captain there trolling me with his ID. It's going to move in. Again, EP playing very, very confidently, I have to say, in this whole game. And almost to a fault in certain situations. Just because they've got themselves caught out a couple of times. They're going to pick up Dragon now, 36-49. Well, 36-50, excuse me. They'll take that one out. I'm going to speed back down towards the bottom lane. They've got to do something else. So this Baron has not been that valuable to them.
They haven't been using it very well. But still, the presence that they have as a team, it's paying dividends. They're going to be going in for that. I guess they're. It looks like it's really funny. They have to check literally every bush now, just because of how often they've done that. EPC has just like hidden every bush to the point where it's like you never know anymore.
I mean, it's another thing as well is that all the warding in this game has been focused super centrally around the map. It's either right in front of the Baron pit or right in the center, watching people crisscross between the two river entrances in the mid lane. So no one has deep vision at all at this point. The wards have either dropped or just haven't been able to be placed there because so much of this game has been about a big, long Baron dance that lasted about 15 minutes. So EP have to be very careful. And that might be the reason they've not been able to really rotate effectively and use his Baron because they just had not enough information about what to do once they got their Baron buff.
And this team is finding it difficult. EP is finding it difficult to really siege. I mean, they have the pick potential with Syndra, but with Corki, they're okay. Ooh, that was a close one by Blank, almost getting caught out there. But Amazing Jade does TP in. It looks like they're really going to be jumping on that Maokai. Doesn't take that much damage though.
Yep, going in, stunned just wide there. Also, his V is getting jumped on indeed. Amazing Jade continues to chase Scrying up there. Going to give you a bit of vision. He's still going. Does actually slow him up with the Equilibrium Strike, but will move off that love letter. Gets one rocket to the face. Doesn't like it at all. Stun does hit on the Blank, but no follow-up available. Good. Leona Ultimate, I believe, is all hit into Syndra to prevent any sort of follow-up. So EP, they are desperately looking for a pick or two, but they will get a tower. That poke does at least force EPC out. So small things here for EP, certainly. The Baron buff drops and they get an objective. That's a bit weird, but they did manage to get a little bit of vision towards the bottom side as well. And even though the top wave is pushing, NG Pacemaker trying to find a way to win this game. And EPC, they don't need to do too much.
EPC right now, they're at a disadvantage team fight-wise just because of their comp, the nature of it, just the fact that they have to play that long, elongated fight because of they lack real damage. Or just like real burst damage, I would say. They have the sustained damage with Zillion, but it's really tough to say. EP has the strength in these team fights, but maybe it's just something to look forward to. Maybe in the next game, if like once it comes down, to really just add more DPS to this fight.
Yeah, I mean, as I said in the draft, it's just a very low damage comp here. I mean, they can get picks with Leona, Maokai, Lee Sin, then that's very different as well. And then all of a sudden, their comp looks real. I mean, obviously, it's going to be good in a 5v4.
Amazing J.
Uh-oh. Little too ambitious. Does get Zenith bladed up. There's a good Q from Lee Sin. Good stun, though, actually locks out 3 people. Loveletter going to get jumped on. Almost got initiated on because of his teammates there as Loveletter's now cutting it away. Malco, though, does block off nicely. Amazing Guy still in the back there. There's the ultimate. Does stun up, but that will trigger the Zillion ultimate. But EP coming in there. There's the ult on the Zillion. Kills him there. Syndra was like, that one. Amazing Guy still alive. Just as that a Zillion. Captain is still alive. Jumps back on a Loveletter. And there's a 4-for-1 with Amazing J living forever to give them that team fight.
Oh, aye, Captain, man. That was some ballsy play there. EP.
Just a U10 style, man. Doing Omnia Spirit Visage too, I just noticed. Doing work on that Aurelia.
Doing so much work. Amazing J showing why he's really proficient on Aurelia. And no, I'm not gonna make that. You know what? No, oh god, I was so close to making an amazing joke. I gotta stop making those.
It's all right. It's all right. We'll have a chat about it between games. No, it'll be fine. I have to say, the way strategically this works out as well, Aurelia is absolutely fantastic against what is basically a one-threat comp here with the Lucian. For EP, they're going to go for the win here. Kazik's going to get the first tower. Supercat gets locked up. He'll go down. Maybe 10 seconds left on the next person. And EP, just like that, find the one fight they need. Death times are long enough, and that's GG for Energy Pacemaker in Game 1.
That was pretty damn tough. A lot tougher than they thought it should be. Look at the look at the relief on their faces.
Yeah, it's like they just won the series. They got 2 more games to play, maybe.
Yeah, it is. Oh goodness, like they was a lot harder than they thought it should have been. But very well played.
No, and I agree. I think it actually was much harder than they expected it. And EPC fought very well. If they'd tightened up a couple things, maybe been slightly more decisive in their mid and early game, that could have been a very different game. But EP almost gave them not enough respect in the first 50 minutes and then too much respect in the next 25. And all of a sudden they're like, wait a second, we know what to do. LT got matches up well, let's just, win the game. And that's what they did. But they cannot play like that the next two games and expect to come out ahead.
Yeah, that's for sure. Oh god, this ad is actually kind of
it's awesome. But we'll leave you guys to the sweet ads, guys. Game 2 between the two Energy Pacemaker teams will be coming back just after a short break.
All right.
手背上出现点点红色液体，在经过长雨在雨滴的洗礼，一小层层是这一片浪迹，汇集到结局。这是完全隔绝的世界，谁都不可以见到这里面，将那些不透光的窗帘站在原点，放慢出流过的黑夜，听不是留下的一片，生活在这世界，没有人能够改变，谁在这里和平毁灭，害怕他的脚步跟随。无色的盛宴，命运会在哭泣中呈现。不动手中武器，为自己刻苦不息。希望上不下做对自己，又开始埋怨。匮乏透光的世界有一点枯萎，嘲笑着相信命运多么愚昧。鲜艳的色彩让人抑制不住去完美的犯罪。日一泛红似水的眼睛，悄悄的注视哪里很拥挤。有些分享爆跳舞蹈的玩具，想跑到小场去。是不是觉得天恩突然，从此热点的可从家长？